been impressive. A three-time All-Star and a Cy Young Award in 2007. But Peavy's fondest memories could be the World Championship he won with the Red Sox in 2013 and with the Giants the following year. Tonight, Jake Peavy returns to Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox in Game 1. The road trip continues, and tonight we're in Boston. We're at Fenway Park as we get ready for just a short two-game series, Giants and Red Sox. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper, and welcome back. My partner, Mike Krukow, after being on assignment. Well, we're in a beautiful old ballpark. It's great to come into this place, but maybe that's our opinion. How do you think Jake Peavy feels about it?
Well, they say when you win a world championship, you become etched in the minds of the fans forever, and it has happened to Jake Peavy twice. Once as a Red Sox player, once as a Giants player. So they will definitely remember him. I think he's going to bring emotion into this game. What's new? It's Peavy. He does that every time. But he knows that he needs a big league stop job, as the Giants have not gotten a win as they've got into the second half. They still have the best record in the big leagues, but they need to get things on track this second half. They need to get the offense going, and Peavy needs to throw some early zeros up there to relax this offense and give this team a chance to win.
It's the DH, and it's Jarrett Parker tonight. On the mound, it's Peavy. Peavy against Porcello. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN various studios for an update right after this.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back.
Of the greatness of goodness and the power of a hug, it is our leader to whom we have turned so many times when the chips were down, when it was all on the line, and when we needed him most. And to him we will turn once more.
Let's be kind to the shoulder and show love. Thank you.
Thank you, Big Papi David Ortiz. And now, to conclude our ceremony, let us all sing together our Anthem to America from Boston to San Francisco, led by the St. Paul's Choir School.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Jack in the Box. It's back. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
It is one beautiful night here in Boston as we get ready for Giants Red Sox. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open every day. 78 degrees here at Fenway Park. Light winds, humidity at 34%, and it is partly cloudy. The rain was last night, not tonight. And that's good. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Remember, it's the American League, and it's the designated hitter. It'll be Span, Pagan, and then Brandon Belt. You see his 27 doubles. That is on top of the National League with Corey Seager. Then it'll be Posey, Crawford, and the DH Parker. Connor Gillespie gets the start. He's hitting 7th, Williamson 8th, and Pena 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Boston Red Sox will be the veteran Rick Porcello, and still a young veteran, 27 years of age. He's in his 8th year at the big league level. 6'5", 205-pounder. This is what he's done in 18 starts this year. He's been very, very good. 11-2 with a 3.66 ERA. Look at the strikeouts. 97 in strikeouts against 21 walks. That's in 113 innings. Why is that significant? Because he's a sinker baller, and sinker ballers that can strike you out, well, they're kind of rare. He's a guy who's got 4 pitches. As he mentioned, the sinker. You'll see low to mid-90s with velocity. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. He'll throw them all. And when he's right, you're going to see a lot of ground balls. He does have a track record against the Giants, lifetime 1-1 with an ERA of 6.19. So they have been hard on him. But right now, he brings in a lot of confidence into the start. Rick Porcello out of Morristown, New Jersey, came over to the Red Sox by way of the Tigers. He came up with Detroit in 2009, and he came over in the trade that's hit Yoenis Cespedes out. So that's a one-on-one deal. You don't see that many one-on-one deals involving a player and a pitcher, but Rick Porcello and Yoenis Cespedes, they were one of those deals. And he has worked out nicely for him. He's been a good mainstay in that rotation. What do you say we take a look at the defense playing behind Porcello tonight, starting in the Red Sox outfield from left to right. You're going to see Holt, Bradley, Jr., and Betts. The best arms are in center and right, and they're very good arms. Bogarts and Shaw will be on the left side of the infield. Pedroia, Ramirez on the right side. Sandy Leon, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here we go. Just a short 2-game series. Is Denard Span steps in. Giants are 6-6 against the American League. The Red Sox are 6-3 against the National League, and the first pitch of the game is a called strike. So we get started at 7-11. Feels a little cooler than 78, I have to tell you.
It feels like 68.
Span into center field, and it's going to fall. And that's how this game gets started. A leadoff single. In the background, you can hear that the Giants fans have traveled well here to Boston.
All right, right now it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, light up the offense. Giants didn't do a whole lot in San Diego. Still looking for that first win of the second half. They need to get the bats working. And number 2, to beat Rick Porcello, you have to elevate. Let him get the ball up. How do you hit a sinker baller? Look for something up. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Pagan hitting .285. He's got 5 home runs. He's got 32 driven in. And he takes a called strike. And in 5 lifetime at bats against Porcello, he's picked up 3 hits. Span with 9 steals. He's been thrown out 5 times. With Belt to follow. And Pagan moves back off the plate to even the count. Calling balls and strikes will be Tim Timmons, Stu Sherwater, Mike Everett, Jordan Baker, and it's Everett who's the crew chief. I remember him being just the rook. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
And now Porcello just taking all kinds of time, and Pagan, not playing that game, steps out.
Tim Timmons, the plate umpire, is a good umpire for sinker ballers. So Rick Porcello, Jake Peavy, both the type of pitchers that can take advantage of a low zone, and he's got width on both sides of the plate. Good pitcher's umpire.
On the ground on a base hit. Span is not going to test Betts, and the Giants have runners at first and second with nobody out. And here's Belt.
Table setters have done their job. It's hard to tell you which has got the most carry in this ballpark today because the wind's blowing out. And it seemed to be a pretty live ballpark, but the livest of all the fields here is left field because of the short wall. It is a 37-foot high wall in left field. But fly balls that look like they're average fly balls, catchable fly balls, will hit off the wall or go over. But tonight it's an offensive place.
Belt hitting .290, does not have a hit on this trip. And he takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. He's 1 for 3 in his career against Porcello. If I look back on the numbers for Belt, I don't believe Brandon Belt has been on base on this road trip. And that's foul back, and that's very odd because he usually takes a walk or two. He's reached on a fielder's choice, they're telling us. But overall, Belt is 0 for 12 on this trip. And right now behind the count, 0-2. And that fastball is high. It's 1-2. This is as close to the field as any broadcast booth that we work in. And the 1-2. And Belt takes high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's how high we are, and we're out towards the playing field, and it almost seems like we're literally looking right down on home plate. It's a great view. It's as good as it gets.
Yeah, bring your glove.
Got him. So he added a little bit, Porcello did, and Belt strikes out, and that'll bring up Buster Posey. Well, you see the oldest parks. Fenway built in 1912. Right behind it was Wrigley Field, and then the ones that are still left: Dodger Stadium, the Coliseum in Oakland, Angel Stadium is in the mix, and then Kauffman Stadium, which really is a new yard. They've just redone that whole ballpark. Here's Buster Posey. First pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Giants opened up the inning with 2 singles. Buster with 12 home runs, 44 driven in. Outfield straight away. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good hard slider right there. You see what Rick Porcello uses. And the fastball he'll cut and sink, but mostly sink. Those are 2-seamers. And the curveball, changeup, slider, man, they're all equal. I mean, whatever's working that night, he'll ride. He's not afraid to throw any pitch that he has in a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. Mr. Posey not looking fastball in that 1-1 count.
Crawford in the wings. Porcello, after giving up the 2 singles, turning it up a notch. Got him.
Again, reaching back at a 2-strike count, hitting 94 and elevating. Right across the letters, and for a sinker baller, he'll establish a speed and a movement with the 2-seam fastball. When he changes grips to a 4-seam fastball and elevates across the letter, it's a straighter fastball, but up in the strike zone or above the strike zone, very effective. And he got both Belt and Posey same way.
Well, Crawford is the one now that's going to try to save the day after a nice start to set the table. He's at 277. And that squirts out of the hand of Porcello, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Curveball. So until he starts throwing for a strike, nobody's going to start thinking about the curveball.
Here's John Farrell talking to Chris Young. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford was 2 for 12 in San Diego. There weren't many guys that had good numbers at all in San Diego. Pena was 4 for 10. Foul back, And now Purcell's ahead 1-2.
So Sandy Leon, the catcher for the Sox, going to come out. Certainly has an idea as to what he thinks could be a good kill pitch for Crawford. Crawford a better high ball hitter than Belt. About the same, the high pitch, if you compare it to his ability to hit it with Posey.
And a check swing foul 95. He tried to run that in on his hands, and he did. It stays at 1-2. Span at second, Pagan at first. Foul back. So Crawford trying to catch up to that fastball. Just underway here at Fenway Park. Dodgers and Nationals are underway, and the Dodgers have scored 3 runs in the first inning in that game. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Porcello allows 2 singles, and then he strikes out the side. Peavy coming out. It's 0-0. Red Sox are coming up. And here's the lineup for John Farrell. And it's a good lineup. All these guys have 50 or close to 50 RBIs. It'll be Betts, Pedroia, and Bogaerts. David Ortiz, he says this is it for him. And you can see what he's done. He's having a great year. Ramirez, Bradley Jr., and then Shaw. Leon will hit 8th, and Holt will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Jake Peavy, 6'1", 180-pounder, 35 years of age. And for the 2007 National League Cy Young Award winner, this is what he's done this year. 18 starts, 5-7 with a 5.09 ERA. Of late, he's been very solid. When he's on, you're going to see a fastball that's high 80s, low 90s, depending on grip. He will sink it, he will cut it. He's got a curveball slider changeup combination from a low 3/4 release. And Peavy lifetime 1-2 against the Red Sox, and in Fenway Park 3-3 with a 3.47 ERA.
And a first pitch strike to Mookie Betts, who comes in over 300 with 18 home runs, 59 driven in. Look at that. Home runs, RBIs, stolen bases.
Yeah, that's your leadoff hitter. I mean, those are numbers you see from a guy hitting cleanup.
Yeah.
Lots of speed to go with that power.
Peavy outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Red Sox are just coming off a series in New York where they took 2 out of 3. They did lose Sunday night. Tim Timmons, I think, so far looking for strikes.
It's the kind of umpire you want if you're out there on the mound. Somebody who's thinking strike.
Popped him up. Pena going out, but it's Span. You can see which way the wind is blowing just by how at the very end it took it to right field.
Giants defensively behind Peavy tonight are going to set it up this way. It'll be Pagan, Span, and Williamson, the best arm in right field. Crawford, Gillespie on the left side, Pena, Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Jared Parker, the DH tonight.
Here's Pedroia. Dustin Pedroia. 300, 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in. He's been a fixture here for quite a while. Hit to center field. Span, lots of room. Your outs here are from right center to left center. And hey, look, it's 380 to right field, so your outs are from left center all the way to the pesky pole.
Take a look at how Jake Peavy will use his pitches. 45% of the time you're going to see a sinking fastball, 30% of the time a cut fastball, and that's 75% what he throws is off the fastball. Then he'll mix in the slider, curveball, changeup, or splitter, depending on the grip. Bottom line, he'll throw anything at you. I mean, he's got that kind of confidence too.
Here's Xander Bogaerts, just another guy with double digits in home runs and 59 runs batted in.
Well, they can score some runs. They lead the American League in runs scored, batting average as a team.
And they thought they were going to do all of that with Pablo Sandoval, and that hasn't been the case.
There you can see offensively they lead batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, runs per game. ERA is 19th in all of baseball, and fielding percentage is about right in the middle of the pack of the 30 teams. Just yes.
Peavy making him think. There's Chili Davis, the hitting coach here. We're going to give Chili all the credit. Why? Because he's a former Giant.
We like him.
You know what? That would make Chili smile. Out of play.
All-star twice in a Giants uniform. He's a great hitter, great player.
Pretty amazing when you think about Chili. He started out as a really good defender, a center fielder, and he ended his career by being a DH for about 5 years. And then he didn't play any position. Went from a center fielder to a DH. And in the meantime, I think he picked up a couple of World Series rings.
Yeah, 350 home runs. Hit 274 his career.
Got him. And that's going to end the inning. So Peavy, I think, gets a generous call. And the Red Sox go down in order. And Jared Parker is going to lead things off. If that's an indication of what
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/roadtrip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
Giants have had 2 base runners. It's 0-0 as Parker stands in. And Parker on 1 pitch hammers one to left field. Take a look at our Togo's big play the Togo's way, June 7th this year. Jared Parker against Rick Porcello. What'd he do? And that baby is gone. Giants lost that game, however.
Impressive swing of the bat.
Yes, it was. Here's Gillespie. Gillespie hitting .260, hit a big pinch hit home run on Sunday. Not only broke up a no-hitter, it also got the Giants back into the game. So it gets him into the lineup. Also, his numbers against Porcello helped him get in the lineup. He's 10 for 24 with a double and a home run.
What do you say we take a look at what ended it for the Red Sox in the first inning? A check swing. Did he go?
He did not.
No. Well, Stu Sherwater thought he went.
And he looked pretty sure of himself. That's why they call him Sherwater.
That's an itchy trigger finger right there.
And a strike. 2-1. Pretty sure of himself, Sherwater.
Well, not a friend to Xander Bogaerts.
No, I don't blame Bogaerts. Hit into center field. On the move is Bradley. And he's going to track it down. And now Parker's got to get back. Parker's on the move. And the throw. Double play. I have no idea what Jared Parker was thinking. Well, he's thinking that it was over the head of Jackie Bradley.
Well, that's exactly what he's thinking. I mean, there's the read. He sees this. He sees him go back on the ball, and he goes, all right, I'm going to have a chance to score. And with Bradley's arm and Pedroia's arm, it's a nasty combination. And Parker, in the end, had no chance. That's just a base running mistake.
So here's Mac Williamson. It's okay to take off, but you got to go as far as you can, knowing the distance where you can get back. And maybe that distance is, to second base. 0-2 to Williamson.
Well, it's a running mistake, and you hate to take your team out of an inning with a base running mistake.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised nobody asked Sherwater over at first base.
I mean, if I'm Bogaerts, I'm saying, hey. Look out. Upper deck.
Yeah, this is a good ballpark to look out if you're a fan, because you are right on top of the field. Saw a lot of Giants fans here yesterday, the Giants' day off, walking around town, seeing Boston, and they have all congregated here. Strong showing.
Very similar pitch in San Diego. Mac Williamson had a pinch hit home run. Foul. Don't hit Big Papi.
He is the big man around here. Wow. He is everywhere around this town. just a bit outside with a two-seam fastball. So from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count.
Hanging up for Betts, and that's going to end the inning. Ortiz, Ramirez, Bradley coming up. 0-0.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
It's a 0-0 ball game as we head to the Red Sox half of the second inning. It'll be Ortiz, Ramirez, and Bradley facing Jake Peavy. Peavy always has great things to say about David Ortiz. And vice versa, I might add. He's 3 for 10 lifetime against Peavy. .72 RBIs, 22 home runs, hitting .327, and this is it for him.
And he's been asked the question 1,000 times, maybe more. Why are you quitting when you're doing so well? And the answer has always been pretty much the same. My body's telling me it's time to quit.
And he got asked, according to reports, a lot in San Diego at the All-Star game. He got asked by fellow players. Struck well, span back, and the wind knocks it down like it knocked Gillespie's down, and that's 1 out.
Well, the Nationals are coming to San Francisco from Thursday, July 28th through Sunday the 31st. The first 20,000 fans will score a Buster Hugs mug on Saturday the 30th, courtesy of AAA, and on Sunday the 31st, the first 30,000 will receive a Bruce Bochy gnome presented by AT&T. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets right now.
I think David Ortiz was pretty shocked that that ball didn't at least go off the wall.
Yeah, I think he got it. I think he felt he hit it well. Had a chance to get it off the wall or out.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez offers at that first pitch as it disappears, and it's 0-1.
It's a good breaking ball for Peavy. It's kind of been his key. Early in the year, he didn't have access to the curveball or the slider that he has now. That's a pitch he picked up about 9 starts ago.
We've got the Dodger game on here on our iPad, and And I think I'm going to change the channel.
Yeah, what else is on? It's 4-0 Dodgers over the Nationals.
Hit up the middle. And Pena is right there. That may have hit the mound. 2 outs. And here's Travis Shaw. I beg your pardon. Here's Jackie Bradley. Travis Shaw is on deck. "14 home runs, 55 runs batted in." Jackie Bradley. The only difference from Bradley's numbers to the others is he's hitting under 300.
Yeah, 4 points.
296.
He's in a slump at 296.
Overshift is on, and that's to the back leg, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. They do not have balls and strikes up on the big scoreboard here in center field. They force you to look at the balls and strikes, which are on the wall in left field.
Attached to the out-of-town scoreboard.
And they have them down the lines on the auxiliary, but right there they force you to look at the balls and strikes right there.
Just to the left. There they are.
I mean, in the day and age of the big HD scoreboards, nope, not here.
Well, in Wrigley Field, can they claim the same type of feel? Hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard.
The balls and strikes they do have in center field, and I think those are hand-operated too. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 6 up, 6 down for Peavy, and Romero Pena is going to lead things off.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
No score as we head to inning number 3. Is Romero Pena is going to hit first. And he takes a strike. Pena, 362 with a home run and 8 driven in. Hasn't been there for Porcello, that breaking ball.
Yeah, that curveball has not showed up yet. He'll keep throwing it. but I doubt you'll see it when he's behind in the count right now. And a changeup. So they're trying to softball Pena. Right now, Porcello just doesn't have a feel for the curveball or the changeup.
Holt in left field. 1 out.
Well, the Reds are coming to San Francisco July 25th through the 27th, and Tuesday the 26th is Tokidoki night. And this special event will include a Romo Tokidoki figurine and a chance to check out the game versus the Reds. Giants would love to have you come. If you're interested, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Span opened up the game with a base hit. A strike, and it's 0-1. On deck is Angel Pagan. Off the end of the bat. 0-2. Giants arrived into Boston following the day game on Sunday. They arrived about 3 in the morning on Monday morning, but they had the full day off yesterday.
And the Red Sox got back into Boston about the same time.
Yeah, they had the nationally televised Sunday game against the Yankees. Chop to third. Shaw throws out Span.
It's kind of weird to see a third baseman come across the left side of the infield that far to take away a ball from a shortstop. I mean, it was basically hit right to Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, but they played Shaw way off the line prior to the pitch. They backed him up with 2 strikes and moved him way over. And in the end, I mean, it's the same old theory. I mean, take everything you can get to your left. He winds up making a nice play.
Pagan singled in the first. And he wraps one into left field, a base hit. Holt cuts it off, and by doing so, he's going to keep Pagan to a 2-out single, bringing Belt to the plate. Ownage is ownage, baby.
It's almost like he knew what was coming. Nice play by Brock Holt. I thought off the crack of the bat that you would have a chance to see a ball get by Holt and a chance for an extra base hit for Pagan. The gaps here are not very fast, nor is the infield. I mean, it's a moderate speed infield, and perhaps even a bit slower in the gaps in the outfield.
Pagan now 5 for 7 lifetime against Porcello. Here's Belt. Pedroia playing in shallow right field, and the first pitch is down low.
I think if he catches that ball better, he might have gotten a strike there. That's the best curveball he's throwing. Looks to me like Porcello's got a better curveball out of the stretch than he does the windup.
Bogaerts the only defender to the left side of second base. Shaw is to the right of second base. Pulled foul.
Is there a ball girl?
Yeah.
Found a good home.
Now Bogaerts is going to play back with a count of 1-1 strike. Belt trying to get on for Buster Posey.
Now Porcello keeps putting himself in a situation where he's throwing high fastballs to Brandon Belt, and Belt's not doing anything with him. And as long as a guy's swinging through a fastball at the belt, you don't really have to go anywhere else.
It's been a while since we've seen Belt go through this.
And at times he will have what seems like a hole the size of a catcher's mask right above the bell out over the plate. And Porcello's trying to pound that area.
Well, I don't believe he had any intentions of throwing that pitch for a strike. I think he wants to go back in on the hands. Tried 2, 3-2, and now Pagan will be on the move. I mean, this is now if you're Belt, you pretty much have to know what's coming here.
Well, yeah, not often you can just sit there in a 3-2 count and really be pretty sure you know you're going to get a fastball at the belt, or at least an attempt to get that fastball at the belt.
I mean, look, he may not, but you sure think he might.
If he throws him off speed pitch, he's doing him a favor.
And he did.
That was a changeup.
Well, that's going to make this 94-mile-an-hour fastball right here look like it's 100 miles an hour. Pagan will be on the move. It's 3-2. No score, 3rd inning. This is lifted out to right for Mookie Betts, and that'll end the inning. Shaw, Leone, Holt coming up.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by the California Academy of Sciences, presenting Twilight Zone: Deep Reefs Revealed, a new exhibit exploring the ocean's mysterious deep coral reefs. Get tickets at calacademy.org.
Here at Fenway Park, it's 0-0 with Travis Shaw to lead things off. Shaw, big guy, takes a healthy rip and he fouls it straight back.
He's up there hacking.
Yes, Shaw's average was much higher when the Giants saw the Red Sox earlier this season, but production-wise, 10 home runs, 50 runs batted in. That is a good, solid season. There's a call strike. It's 0-2. Leone and then Holt here in the 3rd. Got him.
Inside corner.
Paints him on the inside corner. So think about this trip for Jake Peavy, the only thing that might have made it better for him is if the series would have ended in Chicago.
Well, you're right. It starts off in San Diego, where he came into the big leagues as a 19-year-old. Then he winds up coming to Boston, where he became a world champion for the first time. And Peavy and the other town he played in, the Chicago White Sox. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll enjoy New York as he gets an expense-paid trip to New York, correct?
Exactly. Got missed by much in that outside corner to Sandy Leon. Well, that's the deal. I mean, you pitch here in Boston, and you're not scheduled to pitch as a starting pitcher in New York. You get an all-expense-paid vacation.
Joe Castiglione, the radio voice of the Red Sox, just handed me a note. They're right next door. Last time the Giants won at Fenway Park, last time, was 1915. There's Joe on the left. I said, hey, Joe, thanks for all the positive notes you're sending our way.
Well,
the last time I'll speak with you, Joe, was tonight.
You just severed our relationship.
John McCraw was the manager. Fred Merkel played first. George Burns. I thought George Burns was a comedian. He was in left field. Yeah, in 07 they lost 3 games. Peavy painting it. He gets Leon strikeout number 4.
Now he's got command of both sides of the plate with everything right now. Going inside, outside with the fastball. Here he backdoors a little slider. Grab some pine.
Well, he's also got Tim Timmons in a pretty good rhythm.
It absolutely helps when you work fast. You get that umpire looking for strikes. You keep pounding corners. That's how you widen out the strike zone.
Here's Brock Holt, who fouls this one out of play.
He's coming right after him with that first pitch too. Red Sox have not gotten Peavy into the stretch yet tonight.
By the way, in that win, the Giants win in 1915, Rube Marquardt went 9 innings, allowed 13 hits. That's your kind of start. 9 innings, 13 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Rube, I'm taking you on the rap.
Nice guy. Nifty little 13 hitter.
2-2 to Brock Holt.
A look from right field. I mean, everywhere you look around here, it's just fantastic. You know, and the thing that's so cool is they have preserved this ballpark. As you walk around it, I mean, you're talking about tight quarters. It is. But it's just so cool as to how they've preserved it, maintained it, added to it.
Yeah, it can't be cheap. I mean, I mean, when we walked through the quarters from where the bus dropped us off, I mean, you see that it's an old ballpark. The infrastructure, but they've really managed to maintain it well. High down the left field line, that'll be out of play.
And this ballpark, I mean, it neighbors up to the city. I mean, there's no big expansive areas for parking. I mean, it's just a neighborhood yard. You see everything beyond the ballpark buildings.
Hit well to right center field indeed. Williamson on the move, and it's gone. So all the sluggers Peavy worked himself through, and it's Brock Holt who makes it a 1-0 ball game.
And a 3-2 count. He's thinking 2 outs, 3-2. I'm not going to walk this guy. I'm going to challenge him. And lo and behold, he hits home run number 5 on the year.
And that's the first hit of the game for the Red Sox.
Just a challenge fastball. Put the pressure on the hitter, and this time the hitter wins.
So here's Mookie Betts, who popped out. He bounces this one to Gillespie, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox on the board. Posey to lead things off.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by your Bay Area Hyundai dealers. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Rockholt 1, Giants nothing, as Posey stands in, and he fouls it back, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Hey, the Gamer Babes are here. San Jose to Boston and New York. Bucket list. He's checking them off a bit.
Breaking ball. That's the pitch he couldn't get over in the first inning. Here it's down 0-2.
A lot of Giants fans here in Beantown.
Crawford to follow, and then Parker. Runs that inside to Buster Posey.
That's the natural movement on the fastball of Porcelli. He's always had a good sinker. Pitch that runs in hard to a righty, especially down around the knees.
Nope. 0-2 to 3-2.
So 2-seamer inside, 4-seamer outside, just missing off each corner.
There's Crawford.
Buster Posey was excited about playing here at Fenway Park. I think about Posey. I mean, he's a player that is definitely aware of his surroundings, of the histories with each franchise and ballparks. And in his mind, it's cool to be part of the history of this yard. You know, and I think if you're a guy like Posey that can hit home runs, you want to put this ballpark in your book.
Hey, we thought it was cool in 07 when Barry Bonds hit a home run in this park. Posey will take the walk. Yeah, Mike was talking about how this is a neighborhood ballpark, and you can see how it just sits right in. It fits perfectly.
It's just a small yard, and the neighborhood around it, the flavor that is the Boston Red Sox is everywhere in this town, but it really intensifies as you get close to the ballpark. And if you're a baseball fan, this has got to be on your bucket list.
Crawford takes high. Crawford struck out looking in the first. If you just joined us, Span and Pagan opened up with base hits, and then Porcello struck out Belt, Posey, and Crawford. There's a mighty rip, and it's a 1 ball and 1 strike. That Crawford likes to chase. It's now 1-2, and now Shaw is going to move out to shallow right field. See him jogging over from his third base position, and they're doing that because of the runner at first. They're not going to ask Shaw to try to turn a double play. We don't see a lot of teams do it this way.
Starting to see more and more, though.
Nice block.
I mean, it's conceivable to think that at some point in time they're going to be doing this on every pitch, depending on the count. Is it a fastball count? Is it an off-speed count?
Well, you know, we've said this before, but usually after you keep score of a game, you can recap the game just by looking at the outs that were made. 5-3, double play, 5-4-3. Crawford fouls this one out of play. Well, now you can't.
You can't. I mean, you hit a ball to the right side of the infield. You have a third baseman standing there. It scored 5-3. On paper, it looks like you hit the ball the other way.
So you almost have to write notes. I mean, if Crawford hit a ball sharply to Shaw and they turn it, it would be a 5-6-3 double play. Well, he hit it to third. No, he didn't. Here it's 2-2. On the ground. And this will be 4-6-3. Crawford hit it hard, but it ends up being a double play. Giants Insider Podcast is live on CSNBayArea.com. You can log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. It's also available on iTunes. Trevor Brown is Alex's guest this week.
It's 2 double plays now for Rick Porcello.
Well, one conventional, one not.
Yeah, one was a fly ball to center, and then they got the back end of the double play at first base when Jared Parker kind of got too far off the base.
Strike to Parker, who singled in the second. Giants have gotten their leadoff hitter on 3 times in this game, and it hasn't worked.
Just missed. One thing about Porcello, I mean, we talked earlier how he didn't have a curveball or a changeup yet. You know, he's picked them up. He's the type of guy you just don't ever really worry about him throwing strikes. And there's the curveball we're talking about. And even if he can't get the curveball or the changeup over, as we saw in this game, he had other weapons. Cutter was there, the sinker was there. .27 years old. He's starting his 8th year at the big league level. He's been around a while.
Off of Leone, and it stays at 1-2.
Don't see that many guys in their 8th year, 27 years old. Madison Bumgarner,
Yeah.
similar situation. Matt Cain came up when they were 20 years old. So it is possible to have an old young guy. Ooh.
Well, that's how I kind of feel about us.
Yeah. We're young old guys.
Off the end of the bat, and Bogaerts will throw out Parker, and that'll end the inning. 1-0 Red Sox.
Baseball. It is brought to you by T-Mobile. We go back to June 17, 2007. And right here at Fenway Park, Barry Bonds hit career home run number 748 off of former teammate Tim Wakefield. It was his 36th and final ballpark that Bonds had homered in, as well as his 449th pitcher that he took deep in his career. And that is our greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile.
Pedroia, Bogaerts, Ortiz here in the 4th. Pedroia 0 for 1, hit a fly ball to center field. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Anybody that ever comes over to the Giants from the Red Sox always remark about how much they enjoyed playing with this guy.
Dustin Pedroia, indeed. Great teammate. Great player from Woodland High School. And a lot of people, I mean, as popular as Big Papi is in this town, it's hard to believe that anybody is even close to him. Well, this guy is.
Tries to get Pedroia to fish. It's 1-2.
And everybody here in Boston thinks that someday, when Pedroia is done as a player, he's going to go and be a coach and eventually a manager.
He's one of those #1 draft picks where you see him come off the bus and you go, really?
Yeah.
Come on.
He's not a big guy in stature, but he is a big guy in presence. 5'9", 175 pounder out of Arizona State. And he came into organized baseball with a chip on his shoulder about as big as a sequoia. Just competitive. You talk about fire in his belly. Wow.
0-2 to 3-2. And you want him.
Nice at bat.
So Peavy unhappy about that because now he faces. Now you get to the beef. Gronk. You know Gronk, the massive tight end for the Patriots. He threw out the first pitch.
No, there aren't many people that can make Big Papi look small, but Gronk is one of them.
Yeah, I'd like to see Gronk play first base on my team. Bogart struck out in the first. Fouls this one out of play. Ortiz to follow. Peavy, pitch number 50, and it's a strike, and it's 0-2. Outfield straight away for Xander Bogaerts, the Red Sox shortstop.
Pay attention to Pedroia. He's got 5 steals. He's only been thrown out once. He's a smart base runner. And if you ignore him over there, he'll burn you.
So a quick 0-2. And a base hit. So now the Red Sox thinking they're in business. They've set the table for the big fella. So 0-2 walk, 0-2 base hit, and here comes Ortiz.
Who has been an RBI machine this year.
He hit a ball to center field that Span tracked down. It looked like Ortiz hit it about as good as you can, but this isn't carrying to straightaway center field. High and deep to right. Gone. He does it again. Ortiz with home run number 23. And that's a 3-run home run, folks.
Talk about lighting up a place in one swing of the bat and get it in first pitch cutter, and it just sort of lays out there middle in. You're thinking, I'm going to take a strike here on the first pitch, and Big Papi was looking middle in for it, and he did not miss the opportunity.
So here's Ramirez, and Ramirez fouls it out of play.
And this was no cheapie. You knew off the crack of the bat, it was just a matter of how far up the stands it was going to go. Right by the entrance in right field side. That's a bolt.
Peavy tried to hit the outside corner.
Right to the glove, so I mean, it really isn't a missed pitch. Just go up there expecting he's going to look middle away. I'm going to try and take out strike one. I mean, you got to get after it with a runner at first and second, nobody out. And Big Papi outguessed him. He was looking there, he got it, and he did not miss the opportunity.
Two home runs in the game for the Red Sox. Hit up the middle. Peavy knocks it down. He's going to recover, pick it up, and throw, and they got him.
Nice play.
That'll be a bruise for Peavy, but he gets the out. And Giants are going to come out to take a look at Jake Peavy with Jackie Bradley coming up.
Well, if they got him on the hand, that's your concern. Especially if it's a fingertip. He got on him pretty quick.
Maybe forearm?
Could have got him on the wrist, yeah. And the momentum of the arm is coming back to the pitch too, so definitely a stinger. The only concern is if you have numbness there, which can happen, and it can stay with you for a while. I've seen that get guys out of a ball game.
Remember the one he caught off, I believe, his ankle back at AT&T Park, and he got an out on it.
So maybe it kind of carved off the wrist into his hip. He says he's okay.
So here's Bradley. Bradley takes down low. Dustin Pedroia led this inning off. Started 0-2 and he drew a walk. Two balls and no strikes. And Peavy gets the call at the knees. Overshift is on with Crawford playing right behind the bag at second, and now Bradley steps out.
I'm changing pins.
This is off the foot of Bradley. Let's see if that works.
First half pin and a second half pin.
Here's all my mulligan pins in San Diego. Here's the right above the guard.
Right shin.
Maybe got a piece of it. Pagan in shallow left field. 2 outs. And here's Shaw. Shaw 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. Really too bad for Peavy. I mean, he makes that pitch to Ortiz. Other than that, he's thrown the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he's going to be upset about the 0-2 count he had on Pedroia, and he winds up walking him. Then he has an 0-2 base hit to Bogaerts to set it up for Big Papi. Then he throws a first pitch cutter to the side of the plate he doesn't think he's looking at. Boom. 3-run bomb. So, yeah, this game could be hard on you, even when you're throwing good.
Here's the 1-2 to Shaw, and he stays alive. Well, it's going to force the Giants to swing the bats. They had the offense going in the game on Saturday in San Diego, but Friday, Sunday, and so far tonight, not so much.
See the white that Buster Posey has to put on the back of his fingers, so Jake Peavy has a chance to see. We talk about it a lot, but watch what Posey does. He really elevates. Now that's really given base coaches a chance to see the pitch you're giving. But hey, if your pitcher doesn't know what's coming, I mean, you're not going to know what's coming as a catcher.
That'll end the inning as Shaw strikes out for the second time. Big Papi, a 3-run home run. It's 4-0 Red Sox.
Time for the NorCal Acura Grand Slam giveaway on CSN. And tonight, Michelle Ott will win an Acura MDX if a Giants player hits a Grand Slam this inning. Go to Acura at NorCalDealers.com for more information on how to enter. So Michelle Ott, I wonder if she is a relative of the great Mel Ott, the great Giant. Yeah, Michelle, go get him. We're rooting for you.
Yeah. Here's Gillespie. Work to do now for the Giants. Takes a strike. Gillespie's first at bat. When it left the bat, it looked like it was going to be over the head of Bradley, but Bradley tracked it down. This one is driven to right, and right there waiting is Mookie Betts. So Gillespie's hit the ball hard twice. Here's Mac Williamson. Mac Williamson hit a fly ball to right. Low. Healthy swing by Mac Williamson, and that evens the count.
Yeah, he was timed to that one. 1-0. Porcello just threw a little slider in, get it in slider with a 4-0 lead. And Williamson was not fooled.
Just a little low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Foul past Roberto Kelly. It's a tricky little sidewall. Tim Flannery was talking about it in the pregame show, and there are a lot of times you'll hit a ball over the third base bag and you think it's going to be a double, but the shortstop will end up going out and getting the carom, and you got to stop it first. It kind of pushes it right towards the shortstop.
So much personality in this ballpark for little nuances like that. Triples alley in right center. You never know what that ball's going to do when it gets over there. Of course, off of the left field wall.
You got the pesky pole down the right field line, which is very short, but it just jets right out to 380. And the walk. Well, Thursday night, the 28th of July, is Law Enforcement Appreciation Night at AT&T Park. You get a limited edition law enforcement themed Giants belt buckle. If you need a special ticket, visit sfgiants.com/special events. Giants have had a base runner every inning. Just haven't been able to do anything with it.
First pitch change up.
The Bumgarner asked me, he said, why do they call it the pesky pole? You know, he thought it had something to do with being, you know,
Frisky?
pesky. Yeah. It's named after Johnny Pesky, a longtime second baseman here. Foul back.
Well, that's where he would hit his home runs, right down the line. Another cool thing about this yard, it was built in 1912. It's got the pesky pole. Johnny Pesky, old number 6.
Long time. When I played for the Indians against the Red Sox, Johnny Pesky was the first base coach. My first couple of years, Don Zimmer was the third base coach. And then he became the manager. One and 2 to Romero Pena. Giants need some base runners. They need a couple of bloops, a walk, and then a big fly. Pedroia knocks it down. He's going to pick it up, and they get the force play at second. Nice play.
Well, persistence. And you saw that Mac Williamson over at first base had to freeze to make sure that ball was not going to get caught in the line. And in doing so, when the ball bobbled off the glove of Pedroia, he stayed with it, and there was still enough time to flip a throw over to Bogaerts to get the out. Porcellos, you're the man. Good hustle from Pedroia.
Here's Span. Span is singled, and he's bounced out to third. And he takes a belt-high strike.
If Williamson breaks without stopping, he makes second easily. But if the ball gets caught on a line, it's inning over. Rocking a hard place.
It's going to look like bad base running either way, and it end up being exactly what you're supposed to do. Two home runs for the Red Sox, if you just joined us. Holt and Ortiz. One and 2. Shaw now to play just to the right of second base. trying to figure out how you stop this.
Well, you don't. It's only going to gather more steam.
I mean, hitters are not going to change their stroke. A lot of the point of doing this is to see if hitters will do that.
Do you know what I mean? If you're a good bunter, if they did this to Brett Butler, Rod Carew, I mean, they'd take it. They'd bunt with 2 strikes.
Wade Boggs, all those guys.
And that's what's going to take it away.
Mookie Betts, side retired. Sandy Leon's going to lead things off.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
It's the Red Sox 4 and the Giants nothing. Sandy Leon, who struck out looking, steps up. And a bullet foul.
Spinned on that inside location. And yes, you can still get seats behind the pillar. There are a few flaws in this yard.
I'd be ticked, I got to tell you.
You've sat behind a pillar, haven't you?
Yeah, my first All-Star game in Cleveland. It was great. Thanks for the tickets.
Yeah, well. Good pitch, just missed that little backdoor cutter. You know, you just have to kind of lean to the left and lean to the right. It's doable.
Yeah, the problem is when you're in that spot, you end up being in the space of the person you're sitting next to. And maybe it's not a relative or a friend. Maybe it's a total stranger. Dude, you're in my space.
I'm sure that's been said a few times. That's the optimist. The guy sitting behind the pole with the glove.
As he hangs on to that foul, it's 3-2. You know, the question is do you know when you get here if you're going to be sitting behind the pole? On the ground to Belt.
All right, time now for McDonald's true stories. On this date, 1960, Juan Marichal pitched a one-hit shutout against the Phillies, and that was his major league debut. The only hit was a pinch-hit single by Clay Dalrymple with 2 outs in the 8th. Marichal issued a walk. He struck out 12, became the first National League pitcher to throw a one-hitter in his debut since 1900. He would go on to get his no-hitter later on in his career against the Houston Astros. Well, that's a nice way to make friends, huh?
Absolutely. Here's Holt, who homered in the 3rd. Mookie Betts on deck. 4-0 Red Sox. I switched games, by the way.
I know. You're a good man.
Now watching Cubs Mets. 1-0 Cubs. That game in the 5th inning. Hit to Pagan, who's right there, and he'll make the catch.
Yeah, you look at left field because it is a short way to the wall out in left field, and it forces the left fielder to play in shallow. I mean, look, this ballpark gives you hits when they go off the wall. Would be a ball that would normally be caught in other ballparks, but here, I mean, it takes away hits too because the left fielder plays so shallow.
Absolutely. You don't see many hits fall in front of left fielders here. Mookie Betts popped out and bounced out. This is a 9-game homestand for the Red Sox. 2-0. Giants with 3 in San Diego, 2 here, and then 3 in New York. Ends up being an 8-game road trip. Beltai strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Buster Posey will move over towards the on-deck circle, but it's going to be out of play. Wynn tried to push it back in.
That man making a play. Young man got it from his pop. That's a moment they will soon forget.
Yeah, way to go, Dad. Timeout is called by Mookie Betts.
It just seems so funny when you look at Posey give the signs. I mean, he really has to open up and raise his fingers up high. It's the exact opposite of what you've always been taught as a catcher, to hide the signs. Do not allow your base coaches to be able to steal a sign. But with Jake Peavy, all bets are off. He just doesn't have good vision. Hard for him to see.
Gillespie one more time, and he'll throw out Mookie Betts for the 2nd time. Peavy a bounce back inning, and for the Giants, Pagan, Belt, and Posey coming up.
Christmas in July offer. Receive one of the following items: the Giants Nutcracker or the Pins on the Fence doll, plus a game ticket. See the Giants take on the Reds Monday the 25th. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out. Well, he's ready for Christmas.
Yeah. Here's Pagan. Pagan's 2 for 2.
Or Middle Earth, whichever comes first.
And a strike to Pagan. She's an Angel fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Giants fans trying to be patient, down 4-0.
Porcello is pitched in and out of traffic in every inning. Not a lot of traffic first inning, however. First 2 guys got on, and then he struck out 3 in a row. So far, that is the really disappointing inning. 2-1 to Pagan with Belt on deck. Tap to first. Pagan retired for the first time, and here's Belt. Belt struck out in the first, hit a fly ball to right in the third. Here's where the Red Sox again will put Shaw to the right of second base. Bogarts plays in on the grass, the shortstop, when they go with this defense, and there's a strike to Belt, who right now is seeing nothing but fastballs. Except for that one.
Has come out of the break a little cold, trying to find his swing.
Foul. 1-2. Buster Posey on deck. Mother and daughter.
Gamer Babes from Crescent City and Salinas. So welcome to Boston. Giants trying to get you a few runs.
I wish we could tell these fans when they do such a great job with the banners that now that we've shown it, they can put it away. 1-2. Or make it 2-2. Maybe they don't want to.
Well, I think it's kind of a blanket.
78 in Boston feels like 65.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 78. Perfect night for baseball.
Belt out of play.
Fan had a chance to make a one-handed grab. E10, and he got booed.
John Miller, who's in the booth next to us, broadcasted for the Red Sox in the early 80s before he went to Baltimore. He's got fond memories of living and raising his family in this area. Belt skies one to right center field. Betts puts it away. 2 out.
There's John and Dave. And Dave, when he came up through the minor leagues, he spent a year in Pawtucket, the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. So both John and Dave have a little history with the organization.
Where Dave's brother is broadcasting right now.
Will Fleming is now the voice of the Pawtucket AAA club.
If you ever get a chance, I know there's ways you can do it on the internet. Will Fleming does a really good job. Here's Buster Posey. Buster wraps one to right, but Mookie Betts, and that'll end the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Porcello. It remains 4-0 Red Sox.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on MLB.TV Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Well, he spent some time on that mustache.
Well, you were kind enough to take your wife, your son, your daughter-in-law, and me out to dinner last night. I want to publicly thank you in front of all of our Giants fans. And it was great walking around. My goodness, was there a lot of energy in the city last night.
Oh, my word. Fun. It's a fun town.
Here's Pedroia, who led the fourth inning off with a walk, and then a base hit by Bogaerts, and then a home run by Ortiz, and Span makes a lunging catch for out number one. Denard Span taking a hit away from Pedroia.
Anything but easy. I think that was a knuckleball. You have a ball coming out, only 100 miles an hour. That's a knuckleball, and it just kind of will do what knuckleballs do. They're not predictable to movement. You got to kind of hang with them, and he winds up sliding into a nice play.
That ball went right to left by about 5 feet. So here's Bogaerts. Bogaerts pops it out of play. We thought we had the hot spot last night, dinner-wise, and coaches were in there, players were in there.
I know. It's like, of course, last night I think everybody in the Giants entourage went out. They got a little bit of Boston.
A lot of Irish pubs in this town.
Yeah, hit a couple of those.
It's the high strike. It's 1-2.
Smell, okay. She's got her lucky hat on. I think she'll start turning here for the Giants. I didn't know she brought the lucky hat.
My goodness, I was concerned there for a while. Now I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, she's got her lucky beads on. Yeah, it's all
tired though. Tough night at Murphy's last night.
Yeah. Bell in hand.
There's the hat. Does well in the rain too. Got him on the inside corner. I think Bogaerts was hoping that the umpire wouldn't call that a strike. It was the home run that Ortiz hit in the fourth.
And indeed was the big swing of the bat in this game. It was a 1-0 ball game with 2 on, nobody out, fourth inning. First pitch, cut fastball, and he was laying for the inside corner. And that is a swing built for power. That's a third home run.
That's a really smart veteran home run.
It is. I mean, we used to marvel at how Barry Bonds would create one-pitch opportunities. The way he would think himself into one pitch, one side of the plate, one speed, get it, not miss it. And you can say the same thing about Ortiz, the same type of hitter. He'll look for a one-pitch advantage, and if he gets it, I mean, he hadn't been missing them this year. 526 home runs as he moves up the list. The next name to try and get to is Jimmy Fox, double X. He has definitely left his mark in this game, and he will be a Hall of Famer. Say what you want to about designated hitters. Don't make a great case for the Hall of Fame. I don't believe that. Neither of us do. Big Papi has all the credentials to get into Cooperstown. We think.
Peavy's thinking, nah, Big Papi. I'm not going to let it happen again. Lopez getting loose.
Robbie Ross, one of 2 left-handers in the Sox pen.
I mean, if you're Red Sox fans, you don't want that pitch to be called a ball.
Well, some of them do. But I agree with you.
You want Big Papi to walk?
Yeah, this is a 3-1 breaking ball.
Ortiz was going to run and then decided he should. I think he wanted to say something to Tim Timmons. Toyota game summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. It's about the home runs. Peavy, besides giving up the 2 long balls, has pitched pretty well. Porcello has pitched, in and out of mini jams. Ortiz and Holt have the home runs in this game, as Crawford's going to lead things off.
Weird line for Peavy. I mean, he's given up 3 hits. He's walked 1 guy. Down 4-0. They've all scored.
Breaking ball to Crawford, and it's 0-1. He struck out looking in the first, and then he hit the ball sharply, but it ended up being a 4-6-3 double play. Oh, and 2. Look out. Chases Crawford just a bit off the plate. Tap foul.
He had like one inning where he, maybe 2 innings where he didn't have the off-speed stuff. But aside from that, I mean, he's really been pretty consistent in hitting the glove tonight. Been impressive with his command, and I mean, you can say that just about every time he's gone out there this year.
Hit out to left field. And it'll be Holt who makes the catch. And here's Parker. So here's Parker. Parker is single, and he's bounced out to short. And he takes low. Gillespie on deck. Not a lot of rhythm yet in this Giants lineup. They've not been able to put back-to-back runners on since the first.
I mean, Parker's really had good at-bats against Porcello. Last pitch, an off-speed pitch in a 1-0 count. He had pretty good balance through this. Looked like he was really reaching on the swing.
And a check swing, and that snuck right through the fence. And you got to be careful with that. One and 2 to Parker. And Parker gets hit.
He got him on the left leg. Wow. Well, right now it's time for our Geico quote. Bruce Bochy on the Giants comeback on Sunday falling short. He said, "We just couldn't finish the deal. We had the fight. We had the right guys up there with a couple of guys on base, but just couldn't get it done." It wound up being a frustrating 3 days in San Diego.
This was Gillespie's home run on Sunday. It was a pinch hit home run, and he got it pretty good.
Well, that broke up the no-hitter.
Got him back in the game. When it's time for a Change Things Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Robbie Ross is the new pitcher.
Robbie Ross, one of two left-handers in that Sox pen. 28th time he's come in, 1-1 with a 4.40 ERA. But look at the strikeouts, 36 and 30 and 2/3. Low to mid-90s with the fastball. He's got a curveball slider combination.
Grant Green will take Gillespie's spot, and he takes a strike. On one hop to Shaw, to Pedroia, double play. Robbie Ross throws 2 pitches, and we will head to the bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Red Sox. A 4-0 lead for the Red Sox when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Javier Lopez, the new pitcher now for the Giants. Take a look at what he has done. 40 games, 14 innings. Lopez, 39 years of age. It's his 12th year at the big league level, and he's been around. Played for Boston in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Part of that 2007 World Championship team.
Here's Hanley Ramirez, who takes a pitch down low. Ramirez is 0 for 2. Hit a ball off of Peavy that Peavy bounced off the mound and threw him out. Made a nice play. Swinging a base hit to right field right off the end of the bat. Green is now at second, and Pena is now at third. So those are your changes with Lopez into the game, and the hitter will be Jackie Bradley. And a called strike.
Say that a lot when you watch Javier Lopez pitch, is that he's a sidewinder that will pitch inside the lefties, and it really does stand out when you think about it. The guys we've seen over the years that have been sidearm lefties, they don't pitch in, they pitch away. Javier Lopez will pitch in, and he'll do it with both the breaking ball and the fastball.
Oh, and 2 to Bradley.
You have a tendency, if you're hitting off the left side from Lopez, you would think to bail a little bit.
Hit on the ground. It's Crawford as he'll flip it to Green, and Green could not cleanly get it out of his glove. Ramirez will be out at second. John Farrell is going to come out and voice his displeasure with this call.
Well, Mike Everett, the crew chief at second base tonight, I think he saw possession there and that there was a bobble on the exchange. The only question is, did he come in contact with the bag when he had possession? And perhaps that is what Farrell was debating. Meanwhile, it gave the Red Sox a chance to take a look at the replay inside their clubhouse, and they will not protest. There wasn't going to be a chance to get a double play anyway.
Here's Shaw. Shaw's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Bradley now at first with 7 steals. And Shaw takes low. Belt holding on Bradley. And it's a line shot foul right towards our still camera people down the left field line.
Heads up. Travis Shaw won the third base job. And the guy that he beat, Pablo Sandoval, in spring training. And Shaw really has had a pretty solid season, both with the bat and with the glove. Pablo Sandoval has been disabled and had a surgery on his shoulder, and he was going to be out for the season. We asked if there was an update on his health, and they said nope, he's out for the year.
High to left field for Pagan, and Pagan will make the catch. Shaw retired, 2 outs. I get the feeling that when you talk about Sandoval to anybody around this park, he's a forgotten man.
He is a forgotten man. And the other thing too, you look at this ballpark, and there are 0 Panda hats.
None. You see Dave Dombrowski, the man in charge now here for the Red Sox. And when you look at this park, you also think what a perfect park for Sandoval to hit in. But it's always wise to do the best you can to stay in shape. There's a pitch down low to Sandy Leon. And but I have nothing but terrific things and memories of Pablo Sandoval.
Oh, he was a great Giant, period. He was the Panda. And we were sorry to see him leave.
Yeah, once he gets back and healthy, he'll have every opportunity to try to contribute. But I'm sure he's got a ways to go. (3-0) to Sandy Leon with Brock Holt on deck. Giants trail in this one 4-0. Here's Susanna. She's part of our traveling group. 3-1. On the ground, it's a fair ball. Pena's got it. His throw perfect, and that'll end the inning. Work to do for the Giants, and Mac Williamson will start things off. Same time, same station. Giants Red Sox, final game of this short 2-game series. Pre-game live will start at 3:30, and then we'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour, right here on CSN Bay Area, the authentic home of the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It was just about maybe a week or so ago that Brad Ziegler was traded to the Red Sox from the Arizona Diamondbacks, and here the Giants are going to see Ziegler in the 8th inning. You see his numbers, his save opportunities. He was 18 for 20. Blanco is going to hit for Williamson. And the first pitch is wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Pena, and then Span and Pagan and Bell, all left-handed hitters coming up, facing Brad Ziegler. And Ziegler hits the outside corner. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Ziegler going to give you 3 different looks from sidearm and below. Fastball is not really going to impress you with velocity, but it will impress you with movement and his consistency to keep it down around the knees. And he'll throw that frisbee breaking ball and a changeup.
This is going to be tapped foul. Hanley Ramirez tried to flag it down, but I don't think his heart was into it. It's 1-2.
It's nice to be able to pick up a trade mid-season, a guy who's been a closer for another team, and throw him into your bullpen to solidify the setup role. And he's not the only setup guy.
Well, the setup guy is now their closer with Kimbrel on the DL.
You know, Matt Barnes is like Ziegler. He'll throw the 7th or the 8th. And then the closer is Uehara. And you're right, they're trying to hold the fort while they wait the recovery of Kimbrel, who's had a knee surgery. They do figure to get him back at some point during the season. But it was like Kimbrel went down, and that day they made a deal. Boom, boom.
Hey, Andy.
Andy Cuno, Giants photographer.
Three and 2. On the ground the other way, and Shaw is there going to his left, and he's going to throw out Blanco, bringing Pena to the plate. Pena is 0 for 2. Takes a strike.
See, you were lucky. Your dad was a softball pitcher, and he used to throw underhand.
Oh, I could hit those guys
in the basement. These guys were they fed your strength.
Yeah, Dan Quisenberry came in, and here we go. The problem was my dad couldn't, after he threw all those years underhand, he couldn't throw overhand. This just popped up. Bradley, 2 outs.
Well, our Ford Wright choice tonight is Denard Span, and he made an outstanding catch off the bat of Dustin Pedroia. He did that back in the 6th inning on a knuckleball. Kind of wrestled it down, had to go into a slide to make the play. It was our Ford Wright choice, deservedly.
Span is 1 for 3. Opened up the game with a base hit. And he takes a strike. Pagan to follow. Same spot, another again 2. And a show me fastball to make it 1-2 with the Giants trying to get something going. It just hasn't happened tonight other than the first inning.
Well, they set the table there every inning, and then all of a sudden, whoop.
Hit up the middle. Bogaerts, no play. Span with his second hit. So that'll bring up Pagan.
Well, that's the first hit the Giants have gotten since the 3rd inning. So with 2 outs, perhaps a little bit of a wake-up call. Right over the glove of Ziegler. Even with Bogaerts' strong arm, there's not a whole lot he was going to be able to do with Span's speed.
Pagan is 2 for 3. Low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Lane the lefty, Barnes the righty. Barnes thinking about Posey.
Ramirez knocks it down. He's laying on the bag. That'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It remains 4-0.
Now for our player of the game, it's brought to you by Honda. We think that Big Papi, David Ortiz, he is that man tonight. Jumping on a first pitch with 2 on in the 4th inning and knocked it into the bleachers in right field. Home run number 23. And that has been the big blow of this game, and that makes him our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
So Lopez to face Brock Holt. This very well could be the last hitter that Lopez is going to face, with Pena, the Giants' 3rd baseman, even with the bag at 3rd. Holt is homered and he's lined out to left. 2 balls and no strikes. Cantos ready to come in. Blanco stays in the game after his pinch hit appearance. Tapped to Green, and Green can't get it out of his glove. Maybe an error on Green. I've mentioned this before, but of all the second basemen that we've seen over the years, Green probably has one of the biggest gloves that you're going to see at that position. And I think he had a hard time getting it out of there.
Well, he had time to make the exchange despite the speed that Brock could put on a play. I mean, it looked like he was ready to rip, and there's that big glove, and just could not get the exchange.
Well, it's time for a change thing. Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, George Cantos is the new Giants pitcher.
Take a look at the year that Cantos is having. 2-1 with a 2.96 ERA, 32 base runners allowed in 27 1/3 innings. For Cantos, low 90s fastball. He will sink and cut. Slider, curveball, change up. But really, pretty much of late, it's been more fastball, slider. Righty's hitting 190 off of George Cantos.
Mookie Betts waits. Tapper to Belt. Belt's going to have to flip it to Cantos, and everybody's safe. Cantos is claiming that he tagged him, and we won't know until Bruce Bochy hears from Sean Dunston and Chad Chop.
Well, I'm sure that the concentration from Stu Shearwater, the first base umpire, was to the bag. And I think Cantos has a point. He did not ever get to the bag in the eye of Shearwater, but watch the left-hand swipe and hit him in the back. And I think this is one the Giants are going to win.
Yeah. And look, they don't have anything to lose by it. It's the 8th inning. And this replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Remarkable that Cantos was able to hang on to the ball despite the contact with Betts. Betts flies. He puts a lot of speed on a play.
I mean, it turned out to be a really nice flip by Belt.
They're replaying it here in the ballpark now.
So Giants infielders are watching it, and they're pretty sure that
he's out.
So they're going to call him out. And on the play, Brock Holt goes down to second.
So there's proof. It turned out being a nice play. Indeed, the flip is what set the play up.
He's unhappy about something.
His cheeks are red.
Here's Pedroia. Pedroia is 0 for 2. Got a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
That play was called by the bench. I mean, this is one of the things that Bruce Bochy can do with a pitcher in the stretch position, a runner at second base. He can have him step off, can have him make an attempt at a pickoff, but the step off is something, you know, that every generation manager has had the ability to do, and I think it's employed more in this generation. And with a guy like Brock Holt who can steal a base, you have to pay attention to him. Giants taking Grant Green, the second baseman. They're playing it close. They do not want Holt to take that third base sack with 1 out. And Contos has to pay attention. He's not very quick out of the stretch with a runner at second. That last unload time, 1.53. That's slow. 1.25 is average. I mean, that's one thing you know. If a manager's making all those calls for you to step off, for you to make a play, a pickoff attempt, you know you have to do a good job of keeping that runner on. If all the efforts of the manager, you don't get quick enough to hold that runner at second, he steals a bag, you're in trouble.
So Pedroia sizing up the situation. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lifted out to Span. 2 outs. And here's Bogaerts. Bogaerts 1 for 3. It's a little odd to look at the line score and see that the Giants are out hitting the Red Sox. But indeed, that's the deal. And tight, 1 ball and no strikes.
Not by much. Managers love to have that 5-0 lead going into a last inning where 1 swing of the bat can't tie the game. So in the mind of John Farrell, the manager of the Red Sox, that's a big run out there.
Good pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's a good slider right there. That's his #1 best snapper.
Double look to second. Out of play. 1 and 2. Matt Cain tomorrow night. Matt Cain against the newly acquired Drew Pomeranz.
So I think there'll be some butterflies in both stomachs.
I think you're right.
Wear that hat anywhere. Even if it's 80 degrees, not a problem.
Floyd R. Turbo, thank you very much for making those things possible. Belt now in foul territory, and that'll end the inning. Giants have work to do in the ninth, and leading off will be Belt, then Posey, Crawford, Parker, Gillespie. No, not Gillespie, but Grant. By Comcast Business, hosted by Mindy Bach. It'll be on tonight at 8 o'clock on CSN Bay Area. It'll be Lowell Cone. Remember Lowell from our playing days. John Feinstein, CSN Bay Area contributor. And Sam Fold of the Oakland A's. He's going to be on Sports Talk Live tonight at 8. Check it out. When it's time for a change things speedy, oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up, and smog experts. Mike, who we got?
Well, Koji Uehara, the new pitcher now for the Red Sox, 2-3 on the year. He has inherited the closer role, 6 saves out of 8 opportunities. You're not going to see a lot of blaze on the fastball. It'll be high 80s. But he's got one of the best splits in the American League East, and he'll throw it any time. It's also a little slider.
Belt takes a strike.
Take a look at what he uses. It's pretty much fastball splitter. I mean, he'll cut the fastball. That's his slider. 41 years of age. And for Uehara, he's in his 8th year at the big league level. Got to the big leagues in 2009 with Baltimore after he had played 10 years in the Japanese leagues.
Ooh. 2-2.
The Japanese leagues, he was a starter, but made the transition with the Orioles and then pitched in Texas and has found a nice home here in Boston.
And tight to Belt, so Belt works it to 3-2. Giants need 3 base runners. And he got him. I don't believe that was a strike earlier in the at-bat.
That's the whole point that Belt has found frustration with. It's the same pitch was called a ball earlier.
Well, that's not a strike. Everett's had a good game, but not that time.
It's kind of been a resounding theme here, this road trip for Belt.
Yeah. Here's Buster Posey. Buster tonight drew a walk in the fourth. He's 0 for 2. What's happened with Uehara, but he took a long walk, almost as if something dinged his arm. He threw a pitch to Buster Posey and he walked almost halfway in between the mound and second base. He said it's his shoulder.
Wow. If you're part of the Red Sox nation right now, you're holding your breath.
There's no way he can stay in the game.
Watch the reaction after he throws it. And the arm just kind of stops swinging.
And here's where he took the walk.
It's like something around pectoral muscle on his right side.
So we got a lefty coming in. It's 4-0. And we'll be back. And that's Tommy Lane taking the place of Uehara.
Take a look at the numbers for Tommy Lane. 3.51 ERA. No record with 23 strikeouts in 25 2/3 innings. You're going to see a 90-ish fastball that he will 2 and 4 seam, but he's got a nice assortment of off-speed stuff. Curveball slider combination, occasional changeup. The curveball sliders are both very good. He's got a crossover step. You'll see the ball early on when you're hitting off him.
Posey will step up with a count of 1 ball and no strikes. And it's now 1-1. Crawford to follow. One and 2.
Well, Buster thought that was high. So that just means you have to expand your zone. Can't trust it with a 2-strike count.
A 1 hopper. 2 and 2.
Easy take.
Tommy Lane said, that ball didn't feel right.
Put too much pine tar on it. Giants looking for some kind of wake-up call.
Foul.
There's that carom off the side of the stadium you're talking about. The side of the wall. Interesting wall.
Many a guy who gotten thrown out at second, thinking that they had a double. 3-2 to Posey. Foul back. Healthy rip by Buster Posey. Buster, the starting catcher on this past Tuesday for the National League All-Star team.
The All-Star game can really beat you up if you're a player. If you have to travel in, travel out, it can be. But for the Giants this year, if you made the All-Star team, it could not have been more convenient. It's in San Diego, short flight from San Francisco. Plus, you opened up the second half of the season in San Diego.
It's going to be Leone who puts it away. 2 down. And that'll bring up Crawford. So last hope for the Giants. Crawford tonight is 0 for 3. Hit the ball sharply in the fourth, but it ended up being a double play. Go back to the inning where the Giants had their best opportunity was the first inning. Span and Pagan with singles, and then Belt, Posey, and Crawford struck out.
And those were the only strikeouts that Rick Porcello had on the night.
That's it. And a strike to Crawford. With Parker on deck. Inside corner. And now Red Sox fans are going to stand. This is a largest regular season game. 38,082 this season. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Crawford strikes out, and that's the ball game. So game one in this 2-game series goes to the Red Sox. Giants disappointed because they had Porcello on the ropes early. They didn't do anything. And then Porcello settled down. And the Giants just couldn't muster anything after that.
So the frustrations that they felt in San Diego has followed them here in Boston, and it still remains. They have not won a game here in this ballpark since 1915. So maybe tomorrow things will be different.
Tomorrow night with Matt Cain.